I think for most people, certainly our home is our greatest financial investment. So what happens if you can't insure it?
Oh, you could lose your mortgage. No one would buy it.
That's right. More Colorado homeowners are being denied insurance now because of the risk of wildfires. And now our state insurance commissioner, state lawmakers, and homeowners are working together on a solution as the insurance industry issues a warning.
Denver 7 consumer investigator Jacqueline Allen goes in depth on insurance denied.
I think the Marshall Fire was definitely part of it, but that was just part of it.
We heard that there's one insurer in Boulder in a particular neighborhood who is non-renewing pretty much everybody.
How can you sell a house if somebody can't get insurance?
You do have insurance companies pulling back.
I'm not insured.
So we can see the handwriting on the wall, and we don't want to wait until we have a huge problem.
What do we all do? Move out of the foothills and just have a wasteland up here? A bunch of empty houses? This was the 1999 Black Tiger fire.
From her front porch, Kitty Stevenson likes to point out the foundation for her Boulder County house is a burn scar. Do you feel your house is safe?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you could look around, there's barely any trees here.
From the stucco and steel exterior to the sprinkler system and fire alarms, this volunteer firefighter says she invested in a safe place for her family to call home.
We specifically wanted to put as much fire-resistant, fireproofing as we could in this house.
But when she tried to renew her homeowner's insurance last year, the premium more than doubled, and one insurer after the next denied coverage.
Why? Because Marshall Fire happened. And suddenly, nobody would insure up here. Every single one of my neighbors is having an issue.
I'm not insured because they're insuring on my current house.
Right. Your house is worthless. You can't sell it. The stress is just unbelievable.
Her story and dozens of others like it have sounded an alarm at the state's Division of Insurance.
But there really are issues kind of throughout the state.
Insurance Commissioner Michael Conway.
I think the Marshall Fire was definitely part of it, but that was just part of it. It was also the disasters that were hitting really throughout the country at the same time.
What is the solution to Coloradans being denied insurance coverage?
So we're actually in the midst right now, as we speak, of doing a study on that exact question.
The commissioner says Colorado is studying other states that have been dealing with insurance availability for decades. In the 1960s, coastal areas at high risk of hurricane and wind damage created a new kind of insurance stopgap, a so-called insurer of last resort. These FAIR plans are run by the states or funded by private insurers. Now, 32 states and Washington, D.C. have some sort of last resort coverage. But Colorado didn't need it until now.
So we can see the handwriting on the wall, and we don't want to wait until we have a huge problem and then be in a rush to act.
Representative Judy Amabile of Boulder is leading the effort to create an insurer of last resort for Coloradans who can't get insurance.
Because again, if people can't get insurance, that's bad for communities, it's bad for the state, it's bad for our school districts. I mean, it has rippling effects for the whole economy.
The stakes are very, very high here.
Carol Walker with the Rocky Mountain Insurance Association points to Florida as an example of what not to do. The FAIR plan there has become the largest insurer in the state, she says, forcing out private insurers.
This really has been a situation where the market ended up in worse shape than it was before. The bigger question here in Colorado is, how do we reduce the risk of wildfire? Science tells us there's steps we can take to do that as a state and as property owners.
You're wrong. You insurance companies are wrong. You have no idea. We work really hard to keep these houses safe.
Homeowner frustration is being heard. While Kitty eventually found an insurer, the coverage is not enough to rebuild if needed.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how long it lasts.
If Colorado doesn't do something soon, she and her neighbors worry more homes will be denied.
If the insurance companies are going to be failing at this, then we do need somebody to help protect us.
State lawmakers tell me Colorado's plan would not push out private insurers because it's only for people who can't get insurance. It will be expensive for homeowners with bare bones coverage. Now, the insurance industry also wants caps so the state's not on the hook for multi-million-dollar homes. For Contact Denver 7, I'm Jacqueline Allen.